What do you get when you combine Kill a Gorilla and RoboCop? Mechanic Kong. Mechanic Kong is from the King Kong universe. Basically, robot King Kong, but he's a little slower. He's got these laser eyes. This is completely irrelevant news. But isn't this okay? But tell me, when you see this photo, do you not think Kill a Gorilla and RoboCop? Not everybody's nicknames. Okay. Not everybody's nicknames can be so cleverly combined into an entirely new creature. Just thought I would point that out. Just thought I'd let you know. Middleweight Madness Week 3. We got a little bit of featherweight flair. Boo, we're at the Apex. Don't love that. And shout out to everybody's brother. You'll see what I mean. So who do we have? Let's start from the top and go backwards. Jared Cannonier. This is our main event. Our veteran. We'll start with our vet. He had his pro debut in Alaska, which is cool. Shout out to Marshall Liam YouTube channel for doing like a mini little documentary on Jared Cannonier. If you want a refresher on the Jared Cannonier story, I mean, he made his UFC debut in a way different form. Hello, he was heavyweight back in the UFC 100s, UFC 182. He was a big boy, and quickly it was like, okay, maybe I don't want to be heavyweight, maybe I'm not actually that big. Went down to light heavyweight, had a pretty crazy bout against Ion Cutelaba, who painted himself green like the Hulk. There's two Hulks in this story. Okay, not this story, but this card. Okay, whatever. And came out for the win, got the fight of the night bonus in that fight. Just the beginning of the Jared Cannonier Express. Fast forward, he's had some really tough matchups. Glover Teixeira at light heavyweight, again, still trying to make the light heavyweight business happen. Lost to the decision, especially rough in the grappling exchanges. So that was when he kind of was like, okay, I need to work on that. Went in, has done a lot in that category, as for sure. The thing is while he was at heavyweight and light heavyweight, he was like still working a full-time job. So yeah, not great. Not ideal for a professional athlete to be balancing a whole nother job. No. Few more light heavyweight fights. Eventually he makes his way all the way down to middleweight. I mean, how many people have had that kind of evolution? That is a lot of weight to lose. Again, fought a lot of greats, like not just Glover Teixeira. Fought Jan Blachowicz. Went against the undefeated Dominic Reyes. Okay. Dominic Reyes still doing well. We love him. Shout out. But when he was really on a tear, and that was his light. So after losing to Glover, after losing to Jan, and then to Dom Reyes, it was like, all right, that's when he really made the switch. But those are some dogs. Okay, so that's what I was saying in my little PowerPoint. Was like, who hasn't this man fought? Finally, you get to UFC 230. He makes his middleweight debut against David Branch, and he shows that he's really strong, really athletic as a middleweight, okay? He's a brawler, and he dealt with the wrestling a lot better. Still not a wrestler by trade, but he dealt with the wrestling a lot better in that fight and got the TKO win. He also went against Anderson Silva. I mean, albeit a fading Anderson Silva, but destroyed his lead leg. Yeah, Jared took out Anderson Silva's leg, and then he made his way to his first ever main event. I mean, this guy is main event conditioned. Okay, he has had a lot of main events. I don't know how many more. I feel like it's more than 5. And that first spot was against Jack Hermanson. Love him. See, another legend we have going on. And in that Jack Hermanson fight, you can really see that Jared learned a bit of his wrestling lessons. He said, no, Jackie, you're not taking me down. Not this time. So, no takedown, sweetie. And he went and got that TKO win, which was really impressive over Jack Hermanson. Made his way all the way to number 2, and that's when we had the Bobby Knuckles fight. Okay? Jared fought Southpaw in that fight. He's a switchy. If you didn't know that about Jared, he's a little switchy. So he'll switch it up. So it was basically a jab versus a low kick situation in the Bobby Knuckles fight. And you know how Bobby is. He's always trying to land that right high, that whoop. Bobby's always trying to land that high kick, get it up there. They both survived, ultimately, to the end. But it was Bobby who got the decision win. And then Jared went against Calvin Gastelum in another main event. one decision. And then he made his way to Derek Brunson, okay, and that is who was number 4. And that actually, okay, the Derek Brunson fight where Jared Cannonier TKOs him, I think it just passed its 3-year anniversary. That really proves, I think, that Jared really leveled up his ability to deal with the wrestling, because Derek Brunson is one of the greatest wrestlers that's ever been in the UFC. Yeah, Jared dealt with that elite wrestling, losing a bit in the first round, but he adjusted, baby. Okay, he adjusted. He got that TKO win. And then we made our way to Adesanya, lost a decision, pretty definitive decision to Izzy. Unfortunate, but again, another main event. This guy can't get enough main events. Yeah, and then in another main event, he beats Strickland via decision. That was in 2022 and 2023. Come back to beat Marvin, okay, in another decision. And then we have, if you recall, pretty recently, a TKO stoppage against Nasruddin. Jared protested this as an early stoppage in round 4. Many people agree. Let me know. Do you think it was an early stoppage? And then he went on to lose again against Caio Borralho in a decision battle, pretty tooth and nail. At the age of 40, he has done a lot in combat sports in the UFC. 3-time Fight of the Night bonus winner. Hello. With his win over Marvin Vettori. Okay. And even in his loss. So puts in a performance. He's a gamer, as they say. 4 times performance of the night winner. Okay, in his middleweight debut, got a performance of the night. That's how you know middleweight's where he belongs. And then in his TKO and KO of Hermanson and then Brunson. Yeah, Jared has shown a lot of discipline and recovery. And many ways, like in the fight and from injury. I mean, this guy has been through it when it comes to injury. I mean, we're talking MCL. We're talking broken arm. Lots of things. He's existed in so many different ways. But he seems kind of off lately. Mike Bond. Shout out to one of the best journalists in the game, okay? We love this guy. Show Mike some love, okay? MMA Junkie, clap. Farah, anyway. But in this interview with Mike, Jared just seems a little off, okay? I'm used to Jared being pretty lighthearted, fun. He's sharp. He's a sharp guy, and he seems spacey in this interview. Like, this kind, like, you good? So I hope he's good. Might just be tired, a lot of interviews, a lot of BS. But Mike is such a sweetie, so it was like, but he was tired, he was spacey. Check it out. Let me know what you think. And he called it his one last shot. So we're getting to the end of a career here in our veteran Jared Cannonier. And who is he? Who is the Killer Gorilla? Remember, Killer Gorilla plus RoboCop equals Mechanic Kong. Okay. Sorry. Let's just take a peek. So we don't have the light heavyweight intermediate, but look at this evolution of physique. But who is he going against? Gregory RoboCop Rodriguez from Manaus, Brazil. It's the center of the rainforest. These are all not relevant fight facts, but they're just fun to know. Anyway, so Gregory, he's an LFA champ, an alum. He started with capoeira. I mean, makes sense for the region. Hello, capoeira. What's good, girl? Capoeira gets a lot of hate. Don't like that. Let's just dance. Okay, what's wrong with dancing? He won 7 of his first 9 professional fights, but was unfortunately knocked out in his Dana White Contender Series trial. But he returned to the LFA, got the title in a big middleweight tournament, big scramble damble do. And then in 2021, he made his UFC debut as a replacement fighter, and he did an impressive decision win. Knocked out Jung Park, got another decision win over Dusko Todorovic, excuse me. And in February 2022, he went against my husband, Armen Petrosian. Okay, he's not my husband, but I love Armen Petrosian. And RoboCop won the split decision. Controversial, really exciting fight. September 2022, UFC Fight Night 210. Gregory gets into a war against Chidi Njokuani. And Fight of the Night bonus for that. Gets TKO over Jillian Marquez. Performance of the night bonus there. Very exciting, clearly. Has a bit of, some scramble, some stumbles. Knocked out by newcomer Bruno Vieira, who is a baddie. Gregory right now is coming off of 3 wins. He is a BJJ black belt under Sensei Henrique Machado Jacare Souza. Anyone? He's a go for broke type. Okay, RoboCop is a black belt, yes, but it seems that he prefers to stand and bang, as they say. Gregory is looking to break his way into the rankings with this one, and he is 32, so he's 8 years younger. Should be very striky. Should be pretty striky. I'm excited to see how Jared does given his demeanor lately. And yeah, I think it'll be very athletic. This is going to be Gregory's first time ever in a 5-round fight, at least in the UFC. So excited to see how that cardio holds up. We know Jared's got it. And I'm looking forward to seeing Cannonier because he is on that wall. This wall that needs a lot of updating, but he's on that wall. Again, the updates have to be expansions, no deletions, unless somebody... No, nobody on there needs to be deleted. Well, yeah, we're good. Yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think that it'll be lopsided, super competitive? I think competitive. Okay, co-main event. Calvin Kattar. He's awesome. So Bostonian, can't stop swearing. Same, LOL. Well, I'm not from Boston, but I also can't stop swearing. He's gritty, he's risky, he's durable. He's a very defensive wrestler, so he has wrestling experience, wrestled in high school, comes from a wrestling background in terms of his mixed martial arts beginnings, but he really prefers to punch you in the head. That's really where he feels at home, is punching you in the head. So, I don't know if any of y'all remember UFC on ABC the first time. I don't think they've done it very much, like just a handful of times, but they've had UFC on ABC. Okay, you might have been watching Shark Tank, and then all of a sudden, UFC Fight Night, Holloway versus Kattar, and you're like, I thought this was a family-friendly channel. I'm not complaining. I remember watching UFC ABC and the Kattar versus Holloway, and I'm pretty sure that this is where Calvin Kattar set a record for like the damage that he took. Okay, specifically, this man is willing to die in there. That was a bloodbath on cable television. Can we get a round of applause for a bloodbath on cable television? How many people, here's my thing, how many people accidentally became a fan that night? They were just watching ABC, okay? And then they saw that and they were inspired. Yeah, so Calvin, gritty, risky, sets records for the damage that he takes. He is a veteran in the sport at the age of 36. He's got a highlight reel that is very phenomenal. 5-time fight of the night winner, and he wants to take your lights out. Yeah, he prefers to punchy punch, even though he has that wrestling. And he refers to himself as the dark horse, kind of. Those are his words. I'm the dark horse of the division, kind of. Do with that what you will. Had some mixed success lately. We're coming off of a loss to Aljo. Honorable. We love Aljo. So, yeah, he's going to try to lights out. Let's go Calvin. And he's going against... There's plenty of interviews that you can check out from this lovely young man. Youssef Zalal. What a character. If you don't know this man, he is from the Kingdom of Morocco, okay? And he made his UFC debut in 2020. Had a 2021 stint out of the UFC, so he's in the UFC, out of the UFC. Right now, he's on 3 back-to-back submission wins in a row. Hi, hello, how are you? In 2023. He's a short notice gamer. He's come in, he's filled in, gets the call, says, I'm coming. Yeah, and he's a submission expert. So he's going against Calvin Kattar, who again wants to punch you in the head, wants to punch you in the head, but also does have elite wrestling in his arsenal. So Youssef is going to try to throw that T-City. He's extremely quirky. He is an energetic man. He's very, very energetic. He, sweet, very sweet. He said once, everybody who's going through sadness, smile. He's real. And if he wins, unmute your television because he's probably going to say something very interesting on that mic. He considered retiring, after dealing with some personal tragedy. My heart goes out to him. It's crazy. He was in the UFC and they said, bye, see you. And he's like, okay. And then got 5 wins outside of the UFC, and they're like, okay, we'll let you back in. And one of the tournaments that he was in sounds like hell. So, okay. In one of the tournaments that he was in, it was an MMA tournament, but how it worked is the first fight that you're in is boxing, and then the second fight is kickboxing, and then you make it to the MMA. But the thing is, if you lose the boxing, you get no money. What kind of tournament is this? Anyway. So that's Youssef Zalal from the Kingdom of Morocco, who has compared himself to Pikachu. Okay? That's not me. That's his own words. So just want to let you know. He usually, he says he likes to do his Pikachu thing. So you can come up with whatever that means. But we got another, so both main event and co-main event, right? You have a veteran versus a newcomer or someone who's just really trying to build their way in the UFC. So we have another one of those for this co-main event, but featherweight style. So we think this one is going to be Battle of the Submission? I think so. I think Youssef's going to go in there and he's going to go for that T-City. I love Brian Ortega, so I love triangle submissions. Actually, it's both. He's going for that T-City. Okay. Also, three pretty legit submission wins too, including Jack Shore and Billy Quarantello, who I love. Love Billy. Is he ready to take down a vet? Let me know. Okay, moving on down. Edmen Shahbazyan. Love this man. Armenian descent, Cali boy, i.e. the Ian of his last name. If you notice a pattern in people who are Armenian, they have a AN last name often. He's from the Dana White Contender Series, 2017, so it's actually been a little bit, right? 12 UFC fights under his belt. Used to train with Ronda Rousey as a little youngster. His older brother is a fighter too. Shout out to the brothers. Shout out to the brothers of the world. Shout out to Youssef Zalal's brother. Rest in peace. Just want to say shout out because that's another one of the brothers we forgot to mention. And in his appearance, he got the knockout in 40 seconds. He's like, I'm here. Hello. He made his UFC debut on my birthday. Yes, that is important to me. Okay. Spiritually. Because we're not betting. I don't believe in bets. I believe in spiritual bets in the sense of being invested in these athletes who I greatly appreciate. He has a karate black belt. So that's fun. We don't always get karate masters anymore. And yeah, he's been in it for a long time. Wrestling around the age 9. Stands for peace. There were some war conflicts happening in Azerbaijan, and he came out with a flag in support, which is a cool political statement just in the favor of everybody being safe. And I love that. I love that he's a man for peace. And in my opinion, he looks like Arcanine. Does he fight like Arcanine? Let me know, but don't they look just so cute? They both do. So he's Extreme Couture now. That's his new home after having 3 losses in a row, I believe. He made that switch to Extreme Couture. We love Extreme Couture. He's had a little bit of mixed success still, looking to come off the rebound right now. He bounced back from a loss after joining Extreme Couture, but then also suffered a loss to Hernandez 2023, then came back to get a win against short notice opponent AJ Dodson, and then recently got submitted. Okay. Let's rebound? That's what we're saying. Let's rebound again. This fight is 2 people who need to rebound, okay? Our second rebounder is Dylan Budka. Ohio. Midwest princess over here. Love that. Just like Chapel Rowan. She's not from Ohio, but she's a Midwest princess too. So another Dana White Contender Series, but fast forward a couple years, 2023. He is 0-2 in the UFC right now. It's not looking good, okay? After a 7-1 run in his professional career in general, and he missed weights. Yikes. Okay? But when asked about these things, he's pretty humble about it. I wouldn't say that he makes excuses, but he has been through some real shit lately, okay? Another personal tragedy on our hands right now. His father passed away, and he's a young man of the age of 25. I mean, nobody wants their dad to die in general. Duh. No fucking shit, okay? But when you're a young man, okay, I feel like it hits pretty hard, okay? All right. And as a young 25-year-old losing a parent, and he lost his father as he was making this transition to the UFC. So you know what? My heart goes out to him. Really hoping that both him and Edmen just put on a real show. They both could use a win, honestly. Really hoping for some rebound, okay? But I can't tell who I'm voting for because they both need it. Whose career is more at stake, though? Seems like Budka. Maybe they're both at stake. That's the thing. And when he was asked again about the struggles, the missing weight, and the 2 losses, he says he's ready to show people that he can stand 10 toes down with everybody in the middleweight division. This is Middleweight Madness, week 3. This is the last big week. There's more important middleweight matchups in the rest of the month, but okay. It's pretty fair to get depressed after you lose someone close to you, so I feel you, man. And I want to see this guy make a comeback as an advocate for mental health and being open about that and struggling with depression and all of the grieving that results from losing a family member. Shout out, okay? But we got to recover from these 2 losses to Almeida and Petroski, who is also on the card. But we're not there yet. So let's start with Ismael. He is another sweetie, family man. You know, he just wants to have a pizza after he wins. He just wants to have a little pizza, have a little soda, and keep it chill. And I love that. He is one of 2 of the Bonfim brothers who are fighting tonight. So there are 2 brothers on this card. Okay, again, shout out to the brothers. Shout out to the brothers. Shout out to Edmen Shahbazyan's brother, who is also a fighter. What is with the brothers? We got brothers. Okay. Yeah, another LFA alum. Another Dana White's Contender Series alum. Hello, 2022. And he made his UFC debut in 2023. He might be new to the UFC, but if you can just peek at that record of 20-4, he is not new to combat sports, not new to MMA. He had a very fiery debut against Terrence McKinney with a flying knee KO. Hello, here comes the knee. Yeah, and has also won against Vince Pickle. Is that how you say that? Pickle? Okay. In 2024. But he was submitted by Benoit Saint Denis. Which, you know, finger snaps for Saint Denis. And the thing is about Ismael is when he does lose, it's exclusively by submission. So I think we gotta tighten the screws in the submission game. And that is, if I were Nazim, that's probably what I would be looking for. So Nazim Sadykhov is Azerbaijani, but he is from Brooklyn as well, so don't get it twisted, it's both. And he is very Brooklyn. He is so Brooklyn that he might be the next Spider-Man, okay? Listen to this guy talk. He is fun to listen to. Also beat Terrence McKinney via rear naked choke, though. Submissions. This guy's going to be looking for them. Missed him last year. I feel like, you know, him not fighting last year, maybe lost a little bit of momentum, but hey, let's not forget. So this is his 3rd year UFC appearance, coming off of a draw, 2 wins prior to that. He's very calm, and if you watch his fighting style, he makes adjustments. He is super cerebral, as they say, and he refers to himself as dialed in. And because he feels really confident with his wrestling and with his grappling, he, in his own words, does not like to be taken down. I don't think he has to worry about Ismael taking him down. I think that he's going to be doing the taking down. What do we think? I think that this one's going to be really, energetic. This is going to be super energetic. I think Nazim is going to be trying to snake in that submission. He's going to try to get the rear naked choke. Okay, maybe he won't try to get the rear naked. He's going to try to get the submission, though, I think. Yeah. But let me know, do you think that Nazim Sadykhov could be the next Spider-Man? Listen to an interview and then let me know what you think. He might be the Spider-Man right now. Anyway, shut up. Okay. Now, more middleweight madness. His opponent is not younger than him, but Rodolfo is the veteran in this scenario, just based on his decorated. He is decorated. What do I mean? Okay, BJJ, 7-time Abu Dhabi world champ, 2-time Pan American Euro champ, okay? ADCC submission grappling world champion. There's more. I'm forgetting things, okay? The list on what this man has accomplished and achieved and the world titles of grappling of which he has won. Yeah, okay. Serious. And one of the last remaining in his generation in general, circling around this MMA world Okay? He's a 3-time Performance of the Night winner, and 9 of those wins come by submission. He's 35er. I think a lot of people take note of that whenever you turn 35 in combat sports and like kind of past that mark. You know, we keep our eyes on you. Okay? 35er. So he's a 35er, 10-2, right? And he is really, honestly, widely regarded as one of the best BJJ competitors, seriously, in his generation. Like I said, his sister is also a BJJ world champion. Can we give a hello? It's not just about the brothers, it's about the sisters today. Okay. Can we give a hello to Anna Carolina Vieira? Seriously, what is with the siblings? This is a story of siblings. It's not. Everybody's brother wrestles. Okay, who cares? So, Performance of the Night that he did win were against Brundage and my husband, Petroski. Those are his last 2 wins, actually. So, that's Rodolfo Vieira. Yeah, grappling 101. But he's going against somebody, actually, who is not a bad grappler himself. Right. Andre Petroski, 12-2. 2 consecutive losses and then 2 wins. He's making his way. He's picking up the steam. He's 7-2 in the UFC, which is solid. He's really looking to minimize you with his wrestling. He wants to minimize you. He wants to break you down. He wants to break your soul with that wrestling. That's how he is. He's a snuffer. So, fought against Budka, who's also on the card, and, beat him. And that's part of the middleweight madness of this. Yeah, they always do that. They're always trying to incite a little bit of drama, have 2 people who fought before on the card. Yeah, we love that. Love to see it. He's an Ultimate Fighter alum. He has also been through it, okay? You know how it is with the Ultimate Fighter. They really like to recruit people who have a story, and oftentimes that story is one that has a bit of tragedy. He's faced, battled, and overcome addiction. Okay, let's give some snaps. And we love bringing a little bit of added extra character when we come to the fights. And right now he's sitting at a lucky 12 with 4-4-4. So is it going to be unlucky if he wins? And okay, stop. Anyway, really what the 4-4-4 demonstrates is that he is well-rounded. He's coming really with that MMA arsenal. He's not picking exactly where he needs to have the win. He'll take you to decision. He'll knock you out. He'll submit you. But if this fight goes in favor of the combat sports fans, it's going to be a grappling match. Ideally, we really want to see these 2 guys grapple it out, okay? We want to see them grab. We want to see them squeeze. Okay, we just want to see a good fight. But if you ask me how I would prefer this fight to go, is I really want to see the grappling. I really want to see how Rodolfo Vieira, one of the best of the best of the best of the best, handles against a young wrestler, not that much younger than him, but younger in the game. I love that. Love the grappling. That should be really exciting. I'm sure they're going to punch each other plenty, though. Who knows? There might be no wrestling. You know how it is. So, what do you guys think? Okay, last fight on the main card. Don't know a ton about these fellas. Okay, we have Connor Matthews, 7-2, looking to come off of a rebound with his last loss in his UFC debut. That's rough. It's tough to lose in your debut, but you know what? We can come back from that. He really wants the submission based on his wins, and he refers to himself as Bad News. That's his nickname. He's Bad News, Connor Matthews. And here's the thing. 4 out of his 9 opponents who he has beaten, okay, so he's fought 9 times, 7-2. Oh, math, arithmetic. Okay, Jesus Christ. 4 of those opponents who he's beaten, their name starts with J. And his next opponent is Jose. So will the J victories continue? Not real statistics, but who cares? This is about vibes. Dynamic picks? No. Dynamic breakdown. Okay. Jose, his opponent. MMA Lab's latest experiment. That's fun, right? Anyone who trains at MMA Lab is an experiment. So he's 8-1. We got pretty comparable records with our little youngsters. We got a 26 and we got a 32. We're youngie. So our special youngster, our little, okay, stop, don't call him that. A special youngster, he's especially youngie. He has no decision wins yet. So he has tasted defeat, which I think is good. Being undefeated, I do consider that a weakness, actually. So he has tasted defeat, but he hasn't gone to decision for a win. So that's really interesting. Will that mean that this is going to be firecrackers? And he split 4-4 too. So we got some luck on our hands. Yeah. Don't know a ton about these guys though, but excited to see and learn more about their game, more about their style. And lastly, let's talk about the featured prelim, okay? Great thing to close this video out on. So we have the co-main event and the main event are veterans versus prospect. And yeah, so is the featured prelim. So Angela Hill, who is also on my disheveled wall, Angela Hill is on that wall back there, is an amazing lady. She is somebody who has paved the way for so many women in this sport, so many people in general, of course, but it's very aspiring for all of the people who saw Angela Hill, all the young ladies, and said, hey, that could be me. And there's a lot, because Angela Hill has made it to the young age of 40. I mean, still young in life, but in terms of the fight game, we're getting to the end, right? We're getting to the end. And she has so many most fights in women's strawweight history. 25, right? Second most bouts in UFC women's history in general, right behind Jessica Andrade. Most wins in women's strawweight division, 11, okay? That's crazy. Most total fight time in UFC women's strawweight division, almost 6 hours, okay? Most significant strikes landed in UFC women's strawweight history, okay? With near 2,000 strikes landed. Most significant strikes landed in women's UFC history. Seriously, how many most does she have? She's got third most significant strikes landed in UFC history. Total. What's good? Activity, okay? When it comes to Angela Hill, you need to think of one word. Activity, okay? Amazing. So, most total strikes landed in the strawweight division, women's division, and she's up there in the top 5 for in general. What is happening? And she's tied with Diego Sanchez for second most decision bouts in UFC history in general. Yeah, I'll be Jimmy! Oh, Jimmy. So many most. She is an Invicta alum, champion in Invicta and champion in the UFC. She has 4 Fight of the Night bonuses among the many most, and has had great success and adversity in her matches. So when it comes to decision, we got a lot of wins, a lot of losses. She's 4-2 in her last 6 fights, so I think it's been going really well. She's heavy on the striking, okay? She'll be going. She actually had her first ever submission win was this past year, so that's funny. It was such a long, illustrious career, no submissions. But she's always evolving. Did you know she has a bachelor in fine arts and she's a gamer? She's a cosplayer, she's a gamer. She's an interesting lady. Oh my gosh. I have 2 cats right now. That's one. The other one's over here. I want to mention that Angela Hill and Jessica Penne, they have a really cool podcast called Two Straws, for 2 strawweights. 2 fun strawweights, 2 fun ladies who have a lot of really great insights. Just a great hang. It's great to chill and spend some time, parasocially with these fine women. So please, if you don't know about 2 Straws, their podcast, check it out. Check it out. They do fun stuff. They chat. And right now, if you want to get some insight into Angela Hill, who is about to fight on my wall, that'd be a great place to go. So who's she going against? We're going against Ketlin Souza. Esquientandija. Okay? Which I believe means hot-headed. Let me know. I just Googled it, so I'm not sure. I don't know Portuguese. Also an Invicta alum and former champ. Let's go! We love Invicta. I really do. Invicta is an amazing promotion. There's a lot of amazing talent there right now that you can expect to filter its way in the UFC or stay there. Stay loyal. They stay loyal there. This is her 4th UFC appearance, so basically the inverse of Angela Hill. Okay, it's not. It would be the inverse if it was her debut, but she did lose her debut. But she's 2-0 recently. So going pretty good for Ketlin. She's active, she's aggressive, she's brave, and she has the first ever finish inside of the Sphere, if you remember that. If you saw that at UFC 300. She's pretty solid on her hook and attack combo, if you know what I mean. Can then go for the wrestling. So going for the hook and then getting in there. She's really humble. She's very sweet. So when she's on the mic, when they ask her who she wants to fight, she doesn't name names. She's very humble about it. She says, she's just trying to make her way, and she'll take what they give her. Very, very, very humble. Very, very humble. So her big test has arrived. Didn't ask for names, and you got a baddie girl. So that's our featured prelim, and that's our story that I'll go over. It's actually a really long video. I'm going to have to edit this down so much. But thank you to everybody who joined in, and I can't wait to check these out. This is going to be a really great night of fights, happening a little earlier, so that's good for the non-late night folks, and I guess anybody who's in a different time zone as well. Maybe you can catch a couple of the fights before it's 3 a.m. wherever you are. Oh my god.